Hi friends, Larysa here, Happiness Archaeologist. I'm coming to you at 3 in the morning with a stuffy nose after an awesome game of volleyball with a potential critter in the ceiling that's really freaking me out, but I really want to tell you this story, so here it is. It's been on my mind a couple different times. I've really been trying. One of my New Year's resolutions was to not only think more positively in general, but specifically over things I get riled up about, to really try to find something positive. Even when I don't actually want to, I can still find the positive thing. Even if I don't hop on board the train, I can at least acknowledge and check the train schedule. So one thing that really has me feeling emotion is when I see someone throw trash out of their car, either opening the door and just depositing it onto the ground or throwing it out their window. And I had a teacher once that said something to the effect that she likes to believe that everyone is doing the best that they can, even if we have evidence to the contrary, even if we have knowledge to the contrary that we know they could do a better job. Maybe on that particular day things are different. I had a voice teacher who said, when you have a performance, don't compare yourself to yourself on your best day with your best performance with perfect humidity, no allergies, etc. Evaluate the conditions for that day and think, did you do the best you could for the conditions of that day? Maybe your cat died a week ago, maybe you have pollen allergies, maybe you are dehydrated, maybe you're tired, but given the set of circumstances on that day, are you doing your best? But that's probably another discussion. So what do you do when someone, how could someone possibly be doing their best when they are throwing trash out of their car? So I began to try and think of possible reasons and options that might possess someone doing their best in life to do such a thing. And I've decided to go with the story that perhaps there was a spider on the cup or in their car, and they used the cup to capture the spider, and then they had to just get rid of it hastily and with no regard for where it went, because they have such a fear of spiders. They might have, the passenger might have screamed and driven the driver off the road, or if they were parked, perhaps their anxiety was just so great. Or maybe they're having a psychotic break and they believe this piece of trash is on fire and they must get rid of it or certainly face death. So I'm at the gas station today and I see such a lovely display. It's late enough where you never know what people are doing at night. Things get a little less safe, so, but it's a nice town and everything. So I see someone open their window and shove out what looked like 2 Dunkin' Donuts coffee cups. And my reaction was like, but I didn't feel I could do anything because my mama always tells me don't, mess with the kooks. And frankly, if someone's unstable enough to go against societal pressures and decency to do such a thing, who's not to say they're going to react in a very violent way should I try to do something about it? Now, the person who was across from me getting gas, I see him get out of his car, march over to them, and I'm like, uh-oh, what's he gonna do? Is this gonna, how dramatically is this gonna escalate? He simply picked up the cups, and I guess the guy still had his window open. He put them back in his window and said, I think you dropped these, and he stormed off. And I was pretty much cheering on the inside. I thanked the guy. Later we went in, the guy was talking to the cashier. I ended up talking to the cashier. I got his license plate number. I certainly wanted to give that to him, but he said something like, even if he talks to 10% of the people out there who do it per day, it's like 20. So he's indicating that there are 200 incidences of this per day, and I like to be verifying my information, so I said Seriously, 200 per day. Yes. Like, literally 200 people, not dropping things by accident, but actually just shoving it out of their car on purpose. And he said yes. So and this is again a nice town. It was on, I think, a list of top 10 cities to live in the country. So I don't know what is going on. I've heard they do have quite a drug problem, at least with the high school. But seriously, like, how can we ever expect people to care about the environment and the ozone layer and, you know, the air quality and warming and whatnot, if we can't get people to walk 5 feet to put something in the garbage can? The guy across from me mentioned, you know, he can't believe he's not embarrassed to be acting that way in front of his girlfriend or whatever. So I don't know what would possibly encourage these people to make better choices and actually care about the environment that we all share and the fact that someone else has to deal with that. It's something I've never understood, but in the meantime, I'm just going to imagine it was a spider that they thought was deadly, or they just are so unstable that they thought it was on fire and just couldn't deal with it, because nobody that was a decent person and stable would litter in such a way. So this is what I have to believe for my own sanity and to keep myself happy. But the point is, I'm so glad someone actually spoke up. It was a pretty big guy, both vertically and horizontally, so, you know, I'm sure he felt a lot more safe intervening. I'm glad he did. But let's all put our garbage where it goes and ideally create as little garbage as possible. Let's shop at places that have bulk dispensing where we can get what we need and not have to deal with tons of plastic and paper packaging for no good reason. And let's just honor this earth that gives so much to us, and consider our fellow humans, that they have to pick up after us. Let's not make us do that. That was another thing. The cashier said that usually it's middle-aged or older people picking up after these young people doing this. So please, young people, we have less arthritis. We can bend down. We can pick up after ourselves. We are not, you know, some kind of disgusting animal. So let's pick up after ourselves and let's care. And let's make the world a little bit of a cleaner place, eh? And thank you to the gentleman who took care of this. And please, let there be more people in the world to stand up for things when they see injustice to the environment and something that should be mentioned. That I thought he handled it perfectly. He merely gave back to the person what they put out. He didn't swear at them. He didn't yell at them. He didn't hurt them in any way. He simply put it back in their car where it belonged until it was put in the right place. So, thank you, sir, for your service this evening. Hope you have a great week.